probably should have figured out who's going to do the intro. I'll just do it for the sake of time. Hi,
Oh,
I'm a mess. Oh, we're so ready for this. Hi,
we're great.
I'm waiting.
Okay, wait, are you doing it or not?
I'll do it. Let's just do it. I'll do it. Hi. I'm RJ. As you can tell, we really definitely planned this out. I'm gonna be your GM? Is there a DM in FPSs?
Sometimes, sort of. Considering I have no idea what the heck we're doing, your DM Proxy.
Cool, we'll go with that. I'm gonna be your DM Proxy for this next hour, probably. Uh, yeah, I literally just dropped into Snail's DMs, like a week ago, 2 weeks ago, and was just like, hey, FPS? And Snail was like, FPS! So thank you very much for that.
Oh, of course! Are you kidding me? Decimal is the best. And hi, everybody! I'm Snail. Well, technically, I'm Tutu Kid possessing the body of Snail. I hope that you never get tired of this joke, because I never have. And we're gonna have just a great time. We really are.
It's such a good bit. It's such a good bit.
Oh, I'm so glad somebody actually enjoys.
It's a good bit. It's a really good bit. And it's, like, very, very on point for who you are and who your characters are. So, like...
Alright, what the heck are we doing?
Yeah.
Hey, DM Proxy, what's up?
So last these characters met, they just finished doing the whole shenanigans with the Eclipse Cathedral. So that's your context.
Watch the Eclipse Cathedral, it's really good.
Yes. After which, I don't know, well, Tutu Kid went off and did a thing at Dodo Studios.
Revenge was had! They definitely didn't run away with their tail between their legs because they realized that they were wrong. It was revenge, you guys.
Absolutely. And Decimal had a very tense conversation with one millionaire. So that happened. And then, Tutu Kid, you received a message by whatever means is most applicable to message you, from Decimal, asking you to meet him in Toontown.
In Toontown? Well, they're sort of already in the area because, revenge, where they definitely didn't run away with their tail between their legs. It's very important. Everyone knows they definitely won, even though the engineer is still up and kicking around and doing their things. They definitely won. So they're still in the area. So, there was... in Glorp's shop, there were, really passionate paper airplanes. Do you think Decimal would fire one off to find the kid?
Yeah, sure. Might as well. I mean, he did visit Glorp's before this, so that would make sense. So, yeah, so you received a paper airplane that probably beamed you in the head, because Decimal's a little shit.
Oh, of course it did! Oh, I was gonna say, of course it did!
Yeah, so he's asked you to meet you he's asked you to meet him, even, in Toontown. I are English good, I promise. Though he didn't say why. He just asked you to meet him there, and be equipped for whatever may happen. He didn't specify what would happen, so you just kind of just brought all your shit with you, because you might as well.
Well, Tutu Kid always brings all their shit with them, so that helps. They also aren't allowed to say the word shit, so they brought all their junk with them.
I'll do. Yeah. So you...
So where am I in Toontown, may I ask?
You say this like I have any idea of the layout of Toontown. Just, we were in a town square somewhere in Toontown. It will do for the purposes of this.
Excellent! We love the town square.
There was a reason RJ dropped geography, guys.
Listen, I don't know geography. I just make stuff up all the time. So all you need to know about the Toontown Square is it's literally a square. It's not one of those squares that's like a circle. Come on. Toons are either jokesters or literalists, and in this case, the switch went to literalist. It's a square town square.
Heck yeah, we take that. So, in this square town square, whereabouts are you going to be standing waiting?
Tutu Kid is up high. The thing you gotta know about Tutu Kid is if they have the chance, they're gonna be up high. I feel like You know those like porch overhang things that some storefronts have, where like the overhang is cloth, but it's like held up by metal poles.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, they're definitely treating the cloth part of the overhang like a hammock, and because it's a town for toons. The porch overhang is actually pretty clearly made for stuff like that, because it's not like sagging too bad under their weight at all. And like a couple of overhangs over, you actually see somebody, like a shopkeeper, taking a nap on one of those things. But Tutu is pretending they came up with the idea all on their own. And they're like trying to scan the crowd. Their hand is over their eyes. They're squinting. Oh, where is he? Where is he? I'm gonna find him.
Alrighty. If we're doing it this way, then yeah, go ahead and roll me your perception check really quick.
All right. What the heck is your perception, my dear child? +1. So it's not a negative, but it's not great.
I mean, it's a positive is better than nothing.
An 11.
Okay, no. You're scanning the crowd and you're like, I bet I'll spot him any minute. And then you hear from beneath you, ah, hello there.
Oh! And Tutu Kid definitely does the thing where like their hands appear over the overhang, and then their head is like brought over, and they don't quite swing over to land in front of Decimal, but their like head is hanging over, and they're like, I found you!
Yes, you definitely did. Decimal, for his end, is just casually having snuck up on them, leaning against one of the metal poles holding up this thing. Now, it's winter time. It's relatively cold, but the only concession he's made to his outfit is that he's now wearing a very nice-looking scarf. Red, of course, because it's got to fit the aesthetic, but like,
Of course. Tutu Kid has been reassured his aesthetic is very important. Tutu Kid definitely... Hang on, I'm actually going to roll acrobatics, because they're definitely flipping off of their little perch. 13. They tried to do it like a triple flip, and they only managed one. And when they landed, they like flop on their bed because they're so disappointed. They can't believe they were trying to look cool in front of Decimal, and they only managed one flip. But then they like literally shake it off, as in Head does the full cartoon thing. Turn around, hug Decimal, and look up with beaming eyes, and then their jaw drops because, well. You sure said that the scarf was the only change to Decimal's outfit, RJ, but that's not true, now is it?
Yeah, no. As you hug him, now, Decimal is very interested in very, very invested in his aesthetic. So he doesn't wear his armor over top of his clothes like most everyone else does. He wears them underneath. Not least of all because he's wearing silk, and silk isn't always the best thing to wear against bear skin. But either way, you can definitely feel, as you hug him, you can definitely feel his armor feels different.
So can Tutu Kid like shove the front part of his shirt away to just look at the armor on his chest?
Well, I mean, he doesn't tuck his shirt in like a fucking numpty, so you can absolutely just pull it up.
Tutu Kid just hugs this. So Tutu Kid does a flip, acts devastated, shakes their head, runs up, hugs this guy, looks devastated twice, and then just yanks his shirt so that they can look at his torso. But what exactly does the armor look like, Mr. Decimal, sir?
So,
because he's not seeing tummy.
Yeah, no, definitely not. This is a cursed armor set that they found in the cathedral itself. And assuming that it looks like what I'm imagining it looks like, it's like a full body kind of dealio, entirely black. There's little pokey bits coming out because it's this studded armor, but it's got a red lock symbol on the chest that is revealed as his shirt is pulled up, and he goes, "Oh well, that's rather rude."
You said it was too dangerous! Tutu Kid definitely like flops the shirt and smacks it against the armor, and let me tell you, they are 2 seconds away from a tantrum. You said it was too dangerous and that I couldn't have it, but you put it on?
Yes, because it's cursed. I can't take it off, kid. It's like, he's mildly annoyed, but also very amused.
Well, why do you get it if it's too dangerous? What about you? Oh, you can tell they've just slightly moved past tantrum to just freaking out. But not in like the I'm so scared way, but definitely in the
That's the best description of that I've ever heard.
We know how kids do. They do that sometimes.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, that's amazing. Can we get points of inspiration in FPSs? Because I feel like that deserves one.
I think as long as the DM Proxy approves of it, yes?
Take a point of inspiration, my dude.
Okay, I am notating that down. Otherwise, I will forget.
Valid.
All right. So I assume they bicker for a moment, but we should probably get back to the point of this FPS.
Yeah.
So when we return to the 2, we see Tutu Kid like sat on a barrel and they're facing away from Decimal and they're full on pouting and they're definitely not listening to him as he says whatever he's going to say, even though they're definitely totally actually listening to him. They're definitely not listening to him.
Well, Decimal is also, like, just a big child and very, very petty, so he'll just, like, turn around with a flourish and go, oh, well, if you're so upset with me, I suppose I'll just leave and take your present with me.
You have a present for me?
Well, I did. I don't know if you deserve it now.
And Tutu Kid, like, looks at him and he's like, and Tutu Kid's like, what? You did the bad thing first. I was just reacting. Sure, it wasn't very protomatic, but you started it. And they turn their face away again.
Perhaps, but consider, I have the ability to turn fortune in my favor. You do not. And if the worst should happen, well, wouldn't you rather it happen to someone else?
No! I like you! I don't want you to get hurt either! That's and Tutu Kid like stands up on the barrel, puts her hand on her hips, and they're like, that's a very Mr. Grabby way of thinking, and quite frankly, Mr. Decimal, I don't approve. Let Mr. Grabby do Mr. Grabby's thing, and you take care of yourself.
Roll insight for me.
Okay. Sorry, I will have to refer to their sheet every single time.
No, go for it, dude. I'm gonna do the exact same thing.
Come on, dice, be nice to me. This is another +1. Tutu Kid has so many +1s. Oh, come on!
Okay, you see a quick flash of something pass across his eyes so fast that you're not quite sure you saw anything, as a matter of fact. You have no idea what it is. But he just goes, well, seems you're Mr. Grabby, and I have some things rather in common. I suppose.
Well, yeah, he did. Well, I also met a Yeti, and y'all guys haven't met the Yeti yet. I'm gonna have to introduce you to a lot of people. And by a lot of people, I mean 2. Tutu Kid has forgotten that they are angry, in case that wasn't clear.
Well, 2 is more than 1.
So, is that... No, that's more a couple people. It's like a couple, a few, then a lot?
I think you're missing several.
I am missing several. Tutu Kid has completely forgotten what they're talking about. Tutu Kid is completely ready to devolve into how Toonkind classify people if Decimal doesn't put them back on track real quick.
Decimal will like quickly clap in that changing the subject way and go, oh well, I suppose we should get on with why I asked you to come here, shouldn't I?
Oh yeah, what do you need me for? Can I help?
Well, rather, it's what I can do to help you. But first and foremost,
Oh.
and he will reach into his coat. Yeah, he will reach into his coat and he will pull out a small package and toss it at Tutu Kid in such a way that if they don't react, it's going to bonk them in the face. Roll dex.
Okay, straight dex is alright, not as good as acrobatics, but still pretty good. Oh, come on!
That one!
So Tutu Kid, I think you must know what happens is Tutu Kid, trying to react quickly, runs into the package and then slips on some ice and buries their face in the package as they fall on the ground.
Hang on, I'm gonna have to roll a whiz save for that. What's my wisdom bonus?
Please fail, please fail. Please.
16. Okay, so yeah, Tutu gets a little bit preoccupied by the shenanigans that they've just ensued, but Decimal just barely managed to choke back a snort before leaning over and offering a hand to help pull them up onto their feet again.
As they have completely forgotten any anchor that might have happened beforehand, they absolutely accept it as they are still starry-eyed over the package. They are completely unharmed by this pratfall. Like, yeah, and they're like pointing at Decimal and then at the package, like, do I open it now or is this a waiting thing? Because if it's a waiting thing, I'm very bad at waiting.
He does like a little get on with it motion. The packet itself, very nicely wrapped, some red wrapping paper and a black ribbon that, true to form, is he's managed to tie it in such a way that the bow forms like a rose on top that's matching the ones on his shirt. I'd imagine this all gets torn to shreds as Tutu Kid like tears this thing open.
Yeah, it gets torn to shreds in, I'm gonna say 6 seconds because I rolled a 12. Just they look over it for 1 second, try to yank the ribbon off. The second, just tear at all of the paper for 3 seconds, yank the ribbon off whatever's inside the last 2 seconds, and then they're looking at whatever it is. What is it?
It's a pair of cozy mittens.
Ooh. And Tutu Kid immediately puts them on. What color are they?
What is Tutu Kid's favorite color?
Pink.
Very
Very much pink.
Then they are pink.
So surprisingly, it actually does work okay with the fact that they're wearing literally just a tutu and then a leotard underneath the tutu, with the tutu being like a dark pink and the leotard being like a light pink. Do they have pom-poms? It's very important.
I figure like the end of the mitten part has a small little pom-pom on it.
They clap their hands, except it's not as clear a clap as the clap I... Hang on.
It's slightly muffled because of all the wool.
They clap their hands. I don't know if you can tell. I'm right now physically trying to clap through cloth to try and emulate it. I'll work on my Foley work. But you get that cloth sound when they clap their hands and they're like, for me?
Yes, for you. Now, I do believe that I made you a promise. In the spirit of that promise, I've come to fulfill it. You have 30 seconds to run.
Oh.
29. 28.
I think, surprisingly, they actually do, after they say, oh, immediately start, like, going for it instead of asking questions. Because, you know, they know hide and seek. Come on!
Is that your stealth roll?
No, that was not stealth. That was acrobatics.
Okay.
And that was an 8. So
you slip and slide a bit on the ice that's around.
They slip and slide the entire 30 seconds. They keep trying to get up high, and they keep sliding down, and they really don't get very far in the 30 seconds that Decimal Cat's down. It's almost sad, because that was an 8.
Go ahead and roll stealth. I'm gonna say with disadvantage because of how much you've been slipping.
Oh, yeah. Please.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and roll perception. Oh no, you're being spotted. Whatever. That's a 6 from you and a 28 from Decimal.
So, in character.
Yeah, very much so. So there's
So Tutu is like inside of a barrel, and they're like trying to climb up to one of the hammock things, but at this point they've slid so far they literally slid into an open barrel that's next to one of the poles, and they're trying to get back out.
yeah.
But they're very visibly inside the barrel, like their arms are still like flailing out trying to grab onto the pole.
Tutu Kid, what is your armor class?
It's 14.
Oh, okay, so as you're trying to climb onto this barrel, yeah, D4 plus. What is your oh wow, okay, that's fine. As you're trying to climb onto this pole, you're like not really paying attention to what's around you. So when this thing bonks you on the head behind the ear, it kind of catches you off guard for a moment. As you look down, this is all in fun. He's not actually trying to kill you. So while this hurts, it doesn't harm. This is entirely non-lethal damage. As you look down, what it is, it's a small plastic rectangle, approximately the same size as a playing card, but slightly thicker, and its intended use is for practicing, obviously. But written on it is a little bit, it's a little message, and it says, "In the spirit of teaching you how to stealth, we're gonna play a little game of hide-and-seek tag. Come find me if you can, and I'll do the same. You have mittens, you can use them." So, do you choose to try and return fire?
Oh, of course Tutu Kid does. Do you... hang on.
Gonna roll stealth really quick, because he's hiding now as well. That's a 17.
Gosh darn it! Stop being
go ahead and
so
roll
good at
perception.
this game!
Go ahead and roll perception.
I will. Hang on. I'm just trying to find the mittens.
The mittens don't actually give you an attack. What I will say is that it's a dexterity attack with which you are proficient. So d20 plus your dex modifier plus your proficiency bonus, and they will do a d4 plus your dex modifier in damage.
Ooh. Do you mind putting that
I can put that in the chat.
Thank you. I'm all over the place, fam. But I think what Tutu Kid is gonna do is they're gonna percept a little bit. Hopefully. Although with the rolls that they've been getting, who knows?
You do have a point of inspiration.
Oh yeah, but we're saving it for something.
Nope. You try and spot him, it's like, where the hell did he go? He is hidden, which is a massive, it's like, wow, how did he do that? Because this square is not very full of people. There's a couple shopkeepers hanging around, there's a couple people, like, chilling and doing a little bit of shopping, but other than that, there's no one around here. Where the hell did he go?
So there's one answer Tutu Kid can always lean on whenever they need to spot better, and it's get high. So they're going to try acrobatics again.
23,
and
hell yeah.
What they're going to do with a 23 is they're going to be trying to get up high so that they can look better, but they're also trying specifically to do evasive maneuvers. I don't know if that means you should roll with disadvantage? I don't know if it's like high enough to warrant that.
His next attack will be at disadvantage, yes.
But they're trying to use their normal tactics as a starting point to get into the game.
Entirely fair.
This may or may not be a good idea, but it's their idea.
Entirely fair. Now, are you going to try and hide before he returns, or he throws another attack, or?
I feel like since they specifically started with trying to get high, they're actually going to try and get so high he's going to get the chance to throw. But it will be at disadvantage because they're specifically trying to do evasive maneuvers.
Entirely fair, then. I'm just going to roll 2d20 rather than roll this twice. So that's a 6 plus 7 is not going to be enough to hit, just barely. So this next card comes sailing out from somewhere, and it like, you know that anime scene where like time slows down as attack just right over top of your head? That's what happens.
Excellent. All right. In that case, I think this time Tutu is actually going to start with a stealth, and then we'll see where that goes.
13.
13.
Go ahead and roll perception as well as try and spot him again.
Yes, that's what I was going to follow it up with. Just
no, definitely not.
Tutu Kid is bad at the game, everybody. That was a 13 to hide and a 3 to spot.
13 to hide, 3 to spot. Alrighty. Well, I will roll perception on that then. D20 plus 9. Yeah, no. Spotted easily.
I hope he notes that they did try to hide. This time.
He does notice that. He does notice that. Oh yeah, no. You get bonked in the head by another card. There's a little pause between the card, like, being thrown. You take 6 points of non-lethal damage. I put the wrong modifier on that. But this one also has a message on, and it says, "Nice try, kiddo. Keep going."
Oh, you're gonna try and stealth really good this time.
I'm gonna say, because you're trying so hard, roll an advantage.
They're using all of their energy to... Oh boy, somebody else is rolling in the other zone, I bet. Hang on a second, guys.
You can do it, Dice Parser. We believe in you.
Oh, Dice Parser be real stuck, huh?
Oh yeah, Jesus. How many people are rolling over there?
Just so you guys know, there's currently a big game going on in a different part of the server, so we're just sort of at Dice Parser's mercy.
A little bit.
What do you want to roll advantage with a 16?
Yeah, I might as well see if you can get any better.
All right.
Try, yeah, not 20. Hell yeah. You are absolutely hidden. Would you like to try and roll perception again to see if you can spot him?
Oh, heck yes.
No.
Okay. Remember that point of inspiration
yeah, go ahead and use it.
Earlier? Even though Tutu Kid stats are bad, we're gonna use it now because he deserves it.
Oh boy. So you can see he has rather skillfully managed to sequester himself in between two pop-up stands so that he's hidden in the shadows between them, but he's got a pretty good view of the rest of the square. So you know exactly where he is, and like, you look at him and he looks up, meets your eyes, and gives you a little nod. Do you want to try and throw a snowball at his smug ass face?
Yes.
Go ahead and roll.
Of course. Did you even have to ask? Come on. 17?
I think that hits. Yeah, it hits!
Yeah!
Go ahead and roll damage.
So their eyes meet dramatically. He nods at Tutu Kid, and a snowball comes just soaring for his face. So that's... Let me see, it was a D4? Okay.
Yeah, D4 plus your dex. 5 points of damage! Oh, nice! You, like, he gives you the nod, and then you throw the snowball, and his eyes widen just a little bit, but he managed to twitch his head just enough that rather than in the nose, like you were intending, it catches him on the cheek. But it's still, oh, that's cold, and it's gone inside his neck, and then inside his scarf, oh no!
There's a satisfying poof as it like sort of explodes against his cheek.
Yeah.
All right. I'm very sad I already used up that point of inspiration, but it was worth it. Tutu Kid's gonna try and hide again.
Go for it. Actually, I'm gonna let the previous stealth. I'm gonna let the previous stealth stand because it would make sense that you'd throw and then try and hide. So you've got a 23. Okay. I've got to try and roll higher than a 23, which he can do, but not easily. Oh, just barely. He has no idea. Like, He gives you the nod, sees the snowball, and then while he's distracted from the snowball hitting him in the cheek, you vanish. He's like, clever kid. Alrighty. He himself is now going to move as well.
Tutu Kid is observing.
It's not a good stealth roll for him. Jeez, it's only a 12.
Can Tutu Kid observe?
You absolutely can observe.
Come on, Dice Parser, be nice to me.
I will laugh my ass off if you don't manage to spot him.
Oh,
hell yeah, you absolutely right. You twig exactly where he's gone. He has ducked around the pop-up stands to dart into an alleyway, and he's pressed up against the side of the building. Head bent so his hat and his collar hide most of his face, but you can see his very red eyes.
Tutu Kid is squinting. Tutu Kid is perceiving.
Heck yeah. Make
And
your
with
throw.
that perception, Tutu Kid is rolling.
Nope.
Oh, it's a 9.
You throw the snowball, and sorry, bird, wrong target.
Poof.
You accidentally knock a pigeon out the sky, and it gives you a look before flying off.
Tutu Kid uses Toonkind ASL to sign sorry because they're not yet ready to give up their spot entirely, but they are sorry, so they sign it at the bird while trying to stay hidden.
That's valid. Nat 20% from a decimal. He knows exactly where you are.
A nat 20 with a +9 does in fact beat a nat 20 with a +3.
And that card beans you in the face.
Bluff!
4 + 4. You take another 6 points of non-lethal damage. How are you looking, by the way?
I have no idea. I haven't been keeping track. I'm sorry. Hang on.
That's alright.
Hang on.
So you took 5, then 6, then 6, so that's 17
Right.
total.
17.
You got it.
Hang on. I got it. I can do it.
It's like 11.
My brain's really bad. They're at 11, so they're not too hot, but they're not. Well, they're bloodied at this point.
Yeah.
But they're not down yet.
Yeah. Like I said, this won't kill you. It will make you very sore in the morning, but it won't kill you. He's not trying.
Very cold. Their
Yeah.
face is so cold right now. They've been beamed so many times.
Well, they've been hit with tiny little plastic rectangles, so they've got a couple small welts. It's them that's been throwing the snowballs. Decimal did not get himself a pair of cozy mittens, unfortunately.
Tragic.
But yeah, he's now going to try and stealth again. +7. Nat 20. Jesus Christ, dude. 2 nat 20s in a row.
Dice Parser has decided it's time to be mean to Tutu
I'm gonna
Kid.
give you another point of inspiration because Jesus Christ.
Tutu Kid is just trying to enjoy the game.
He's trying so hard. Tutu Kid's trying so hard, and I love her. I love him for it.
Let me see.
I don't even know if you can even see Decimal with that.
No, of course not. That was them trying to stealth. So roll perception for Decimal.
I'll do that on his turn. We're not really initiative, but so that's your stealth roll. I don't think you can spot him with that. You can if you want try and move to another vantage point.
I'm trying to think with my brain. A dangerous thought, but I am trying. Oh, I have a very bad good idea.
Go for it.
I think it's a very bad good idea. I think what they're gonna do is they're gonna go to the center of the square, dangerous, but they're gonna say, "Come one, come all! I have baked goods for free. Yes, they're a little old, but it's okay. They still keep you safe. Anybody want a baked good?" And they're going to try and roll performance, which is something they're better at, to try and draw the crowd around them. I know there isn't too many people around, but they're trying to make themselves a harder target. And they got a 22?
Take another point of inspiration for that. I love that. That's such a good idea.
Inspo. Okay. At some point you have to give yourself a point of inspiration too, because just because he's been rolling good doesn't mean that he's not acting very in character.
I mean, I will when he does something that deserves it.
So a 22 is so they're currently like obscured. Like if Decimal throws a snowball, odds are decent that they'll actually hit somebody else rather than hitting their target. Does that make sense?
Oh, you've just given Decimal a terrible idea.
Oh no! Oh yes! Oh yes!
So, with Decimal's nat 20 stealth, he does manage to get into the crowd as it gathers, and for the sake of the gag, you managed to get people coming out from their houses for this, because, ooh, big goods? Big goods? Who's got the big goods? So as he does this, as he slips into the crowd, he casually scoops up some snow, throws it at someone, and then ducks behind someone else, and calls out, "Snowball fight!"
Yes! Yes!
I'm gonna make him roll persuasion for this, but I'm gonna give him advantage for it.
Yeah, he deserves advantage.
That's a 19 plus 7! Oh my god. So 26. Dirty 26. The crowd goes wild. It's like dogs without horses. Snow starts flying everywhere. I'm gonna have them both roll dex saves to try and avoid getting beamed.
Please.
That's a 24 for Decimal.
Oh,
20! Oh, you're flying through this crowd. You're flying through this crowd. I'm also giving Decimal a point of inspiration for that, because that's hilarious.
Yes, thank you. One thing I will mention is that Tutu Kid actually was giving out baked goods when they said that before the snowball fight started. So just so you know, they are now completely out of all of Axum the Fox's baked goods.
Fair enough.
Because they gave some away at the cathedral, they've been snacking in the meantime, and they just gave all of it away. I might say we might, if we do get hit with incidental damage from other people, it might be a cream puff rather than a snowball.
We'll roll a d2 for it.
Yes! Nat 1 means cream puff.
Yeah. So for the sake of this, for the sake of this, we're gonna do contested perception checks. Whomever rolls higher spots the other one first and can make an attack. So, I was rolling this early. What's your bonus? That's your bonus. Oh, gee. What the fuck? Decimal, what the hell?
That's so Decimal's trying to prove a point
or fourth nat 20. What the heck?
Decimal's trying to prove something at this point. He's forgotten it's a game. No. It's now about his pride. I can't even use my inspiration point for this simply because it doesn't feel fair to go against a nat 20 when they're so rare. Or at least they
rare. He's rolled like 4.
In theory, they're supposed to be rare.
It's like a 1 in 20 chance. Decimal, dude, I know you can manipulate the Weave of Fate, but oh my goodness.
He's manipulating the Weave of Fate against a literal child.
RJ wasn't intending for him to do this. Decimal has entirely pulled Dice Parser under his thumb. What the heck?
Just watch. The next time we have a plot important campaign, nothing but one.
Yeah. What goes around comes around, dumbass. But seriously, again, you're looking around the crowd. This has not gone the way you planned, but you're rolling with it. Might as well. Oh, that's cold! That's really cold! What the heck? You now have snow going down the back of your neck, down your shirt. Oh, why?
It's in the lantern!
Yeah.
All right. So Tutu Kid does not perceive where that came from, even. But
Oh
I
no,
think
you
what you're
absolutely
going to
perceive
do-
it. Like, he literally pulled your shirt back and like shoved a handful of snow down there. You know exactly where he is.
Well, but he might be running away. So I think what Tutu Kid is going to do, and I am going to use one of my 2 points of inspiration on this, is Tutu Kid, as soon as they, like, get over the cold sensation, is going to, like, grab all of the snow at their feet and just hurl it up behind them in hopes to try and catch him in the majority of it. And they did use their point of inspiration for this. So
Go ahead and roll.
Pretty dang fast.
Go ahead and roll 2d4 plus your dex modifier.
Let's see, 2d4 plus 3. 9.
9 points of non-lethal cold damage. You know that trope where, like, someone's on the receiving end of, like, a pan to the face or something. They just stand there, like, fingers twitching slightly.
Yes.
That.
Okay, with that, I think they might try once more, because he's not moving yet, so they don't have to perceive again.
Yeah, no, he's absolutely just terrified. Yeah, that hits. Go ahead and roll the damage.
Come on! Another 5!
Another 5 points of non-lethal cold damage. He is now like, oh, you little. He's. Go ahead and roll either acrobatics or athletics, whichever you're better at.
Oh, please. Acrobatics.
Oh, it's tied! Oh no! Okay, go ahead and roll again.
Can I use my point of inspiration on this?
Sure. Okay, so he tries to grab you, but you just, like, dart back out of the way. He is now, like, open for another attack if you'd like to make one.
Of course! Come on! A 19!
That hits!
A 4!
Four points of non-lethal cold damage. That's still good. He's still got more hit points than you, but just barely.
Dang it!
Everyone roll dex saves again, please.
Uh,
Oh no. Decimal buddy. Oh no!
Roll the cream puff. Roll the cream puff.
Yeah, so, well, you two are so caught up. Okay, we'll do it that way. You two are so caught up in all the shenanigans that you completely forget, oh no, there's people around you. So, you take a cream puff to the face, and you take a single point of non-lethal damage, and you have cream in your face. Decimal takes a snowball to the face, and takes d4 plus... just do straight d4. 1 point of non-lethal cold damage. But...
And then they're both just frozen, standing there like, oh wait, there are other people here. We forgot.
Yeah. But wait.
Yes. Very important question. Can I roll healing if I eat the cream puff that's remaining on my face? Because they were supposed to do healing.
You will heal a single point of non-lethal damage. Because it's just little bits of cream at this point. It's been thoroughly smashed there.
This is such a good idea, RJ. I love it. I'm so happy.
Roll athletics or acrobatics again, but this time at disadvantage because you're distracted by licking the cream off your face.
Come on. 9.
You're distracted by licking the cream off your face, so he picks you up. He manages to get his hands around your middle and bodily lift you off the floor.
Decimal! No! I thought we were friends! Please, dump them in the nearest snowbank.
He doesn't quite yeet you the way he'd imagined, but he does manage to toss you, so you land, instead of going like face first into it, you manage to twist a little bit so you go back first into it, but you're still sunk. Like, have you seen that one vine of the dude who just like tosses his backpack off his back and then jumps into a bin, and it's like hands and arms, or his hands and feet are like sticking out the top of it? You're like that in this snowdrift.
I assume I have to take cold damage?
Well,
or am I just like prone in quotation marks?
You take 4 points of non-lethal cold damage, and you are prone. You're mechanically prone, but like you're stuck in a snowdrift.
Okay, Tutu Kid is going to try and roll stealth. Instead of trying to get up, they're trying to vanish into the snowbank long enough that Decimal can be distracted. And also, there is that whole fight behind them, so maybe he'll get a rogue snowball to the... Darn it!
Alright, so he manages to see you trying to sneak through, but you are correct about... Yeah, no, he sees you sneak through, and he also perceives the snowball heading towards the back of his head, which he definitely dodges out the way of, and it spatters across the floor.
Uh-huh.
So he's just gonna walk up and hold out his hand and like for you to take and go, "That was very well done. You've definitely worked on your stealth."
That was a very, very dangerous thing to do.
You're gonna try and pull this 6'1", 6'4", this tall 6'1" Toon who's like approximately double your size into the snowdrift with you.
Uh-huh. With no points of inspiration left, might I add.
Go ahead and roll strength.
It's a -1, just to be...
What's a nat 20? Okay, hang on. We gotta see if Decimal can match or beat. What the heck would this be?
20?
Yeah.
No!
You know what? Actually, you know what? No, I'm gonna let this stand because this is funny as hell. So he holds out his hand, and you take it, and then you get this evil grin on your face, and you have the pleasure of seeing an expression not many people have ever seen. This expression of, oh shit, on Decimal's face before you yank, and you, because you're so small, he has to like bend double to try and help you up. He's already off balance, so you just pull him down, and he goes face first into the snow.
Okay, I have to know. Tutu Kid's on 7 hit points left. How far is Decimal?
Double in a little bit.
Dang it! It's not gonna be enough. Tutu Kid is definitely going to lose, but they have to try. They can't just accept a loser's concession. They have to try.
There's a pause. Even the fight pauses. It's like this silence of a beat. And Decimal goes, "Oh, you're going to pay for that. Roll dex save, please."
Not if you can't catch me!
He catches you! He catches you! Now, this isn't snow, surprisingly. But it's cold out. He's wearing gloves, but they're only his regular leather gloves, so his hands are very cold. And your sides are very undefended. You get tickled. You get really badly tickled. Somehow he manages to find the sweet spot just beneath your ribs and digs into it, and you're like, nah!
Yeah, I'm gonna say tickling is so effective. Tutu Kid cannot put up a resistance at this point. I guess the rest of the damage is laughter. damage, but at this point they've lost. They've fully lost and are having the best time.
Are they screaming uncle?
Oh yes, absolutely. But after they've like had their share, so it's like a full minute of tickling before they scream uncle because they love being tickled. They're child, they know.
Mm-hmm.
They get it. They're finally like, okay. And they're like hugging their ribs, like it's alternating between haha that was so fun and oh my ribs actually hurt because I've been laughing for over several minutes.
Decimal for his end just like sits back on his haunches, a very pleased grin on his face. It's not his usual haughty smirk. This is an actual like boyish happy grin, and he actually looks his 18 years of age rather than this older asshole looking person.
Wait, hold the phone. What?
Yeah.
What? Decimal is 18?
Yeah, Decimal's like, I did mention this in the Eclipse Cathedral.
What?
There's only like a 10-year difference between the two of them.
You guys can't see it, but my jaw's on the floor. What? He's a baby!
He is just barely legally an adult, and he will fight you for that comment.
Oh my goodness, he's so young! What?
He is. Such a shame about his tragic backstory, huh? Anyway.
We will learn it, and we will love him for it.
Oh man, I can't wait for you guys to learn the Decimal lore.
Now we're getting into entirely different stories.
Yes, right, yes.
In the real world, in heavy quotation marks, Tutu Kid is still a pile of laughter on the floor.
He's going to just reach onto his shoulder and pull a card from his tunic, and you get this, like, gentle bap of a little bit of card stock as he pulls a card from his tunic, and it is the Magic the Gathering card, Death Ward. All your non-lethal damage is regenerated, so it's gone now. You're now back up to no lethal damage and full health.
Oh, that's... And it, like, sort of, like, rub their face where all the welts used to be, and they're like, oh, wow. You could do that for yourself, right?
Yes.
Is he lying?
Roll insight, find out.
Gosh darn it, RJ! Oh, shoot, fire! I have to remember what my insight is. Gosh, it's only +1. Gosh,
You literally. See if you can get nat 20. See if you can get nat 20.
He rolled a 22. I have no chance.
You know what? For the sake of the gag, and I think this might be cute, I'm going to use my point of inspiration to make that a nat 20. So you can tell, like, it's a really good lie. But he is lying. He doesn't seem to care much either.
Tutu Kid, like, sets up, ribs clearly still kind of screaming at them, and they pout. And here's the thing. Their persuasion stat is a +7, so I'm hoping... Gosh darn it, another 13? I think that 22's gotta stand. They're like... They are on to you, but they don't really know what else to do because, sadly, I just checked, they don't have any healing spells, and they did, once again, just give all of their probably kind of old healing treats to a still... I can't tell if it's still going on or slowing down food/snowball fight.
If anything, it's gotten wilder, but it's also moved away from your guys' position a bit.
That it becomes a town tradition every year. There's the venting of grievances and throwing of snowballs. It's very healthy.
like the mud throwing ceremony in Calamity Dame, yeah.
Yes! That's exactly what I was referencing. Same wavelength.
That's like one of Decimal's favorite newest films. He really liked that film.
Um, but sadly, the thing is, they can tell that he's kind of full of it, but their persuasion is not enough to do anything about it. And at this point, the desserts are either eaten or smacked against the ground, and they will eat something that's been on the ground. But Decimal has this thing called
Standards.
presentation to uphold. It's not that word. It's a dignity to preserve.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, even though I'm not saying the word. They're supposed to have dignity, or at least pretend it. They won't eat stuff off the floor.
Decimal has standards, and floor food is not it.
I'm just saying, it's really good, and it doesn't hurt you that much. You only throw up every once in a while. Everybody throws up sometimes.
I can afford to be picky now. I'm going to be picky. That said, he's gonna do a little... Nah. Yeah, okay, he spots one. He spots a cafe and will help you to your feet and start ushering you toward it, because, you know, they've been playing in the snow now for, like, an hour.
Tutu Kid is like that, you know what, when kids get blue lips because they're starting to get cold, they are still in a leotard. They did have snow shoved down the back of their clothes. They're not in major winter gear, even as they are in warmer clothes. They are definitely pink-cheeked, and like their teeth are just starting to chatter. Like, it's nowhere near dangerous, but it's definitely like let's get the kid inside, put some warm liquids in them, get him a jacket maybe. And as they go inside, they say, "I still haven't forgiven you for taking the armor, by the way."
I suppose that's fair. But you do get... As you guys are walking along, I don't know if you're, like, looking at him whenever, but he's definitely not looking at you as he pulls his scarf off and dumps it around your shoulders.
Ooh! And they, like, do the thing where, like, they whirl it around so many times it's, like, actually basically over their arms, because they're really cold, actually, at this point.
Yeah, no. Decimal has a preference for longer clothes. His scarf is no different. So while it's like when he wears it just draped around the back of his neck and let it lie down, it goes down to, like, his hips. So it's probably, like, at least 1.5 times the entire length of Tutu Kid's height. So it's definitely long enough that you could probably wear it as a jumper.
So there's good news and bad news. Good news is Tutu Kid, like, up to the arms is completely covered. Bad news, the ends of the scarf are definitely being trailed along the ground as they finally get into the cafe.
Oh, that's totally fine. He's not going to ask for it back.
Oh,
that's right. So it actually kind of fits your palette.
That's so cute. Is there anything left to say?
What kind of hot chocolate do you want, kid?
I want the kind with whipped cream, but also marshmallows. Sometimes they give you one or the other, and that's no bueno.
Both. Got it. I think we'll just zoom out from there.
We see the two entering the cafe, but the doorway, as it zooms out, becomes one of those black screens as it zooms farther away, and the doorway sort of blips out of existence, and end card screen rolls.
Credits. There's some, like, cheesy Christmas song cover, like acoustic or indie cover over the credits as we zoom out, because this is like a Hallmark Christmas movie at this point. Come on.
Sleigh bells ring, are you listening? Or something.
Yeah.
I won't subject your ears to anything more of that. I was trying to make it so he wouldn't get copyrighted.
That's fair, yeah.
All right, RJ, do you have any idea how much fun that was?
I mean, I had a lot of fun. I'm glad you had a lot of fun too. That was the
I
that was the
had
entire intent of this thing.
blast. I love these two. How is he only 18? How could you do this to me? He's a child.
Well, I mean, legally speaking, Toonkind's are adult from fucking 5 years old onward, but I think everyone just tossed that rule out the window.
It entirely depends on like emotional maturity
That's fair.
is the way that I've sort of viewed it, which is why Snailian is sort of like their age, because in the emotional maturity scale, it actually depends on what aspect you're talking about. Whereas like Luton, even though he's half Toonkind, very clearly 18 on the anxiety side. So now I'm just looking between Luton and Decimal and going, how?
Well, unfortunately for Decimal, Decimal did have to grow up rather quick. But that's a story for another time.
Another day, another time, but by golly, we're gonna get there, even if this 7-year-old has to hug him into it.
Maybe one day you'll get him to reveal his angsty backstory.
You have to be level 7, friend, to unlock the angsty backstory.
Well, we'll see what
Right
else
now,
is in
we're
store.
on like level 2, where he actually reveals that he does have a boyish face.
Yeah, no, he's got a very pointed face, but like when he smiles, he's
so sweet. I love him so much. I know he's chaotic neutral. I don't want him to ever feel like he has to change. I love him as he is. He's so sweet. He's such a good boy. I need everyone to understand how much I love Decimal. I will go on a rant right now. No, okay, it's probably time that we let everybody...
we should really turn off the recording before we do this rant, huh?
It's time to stop flapping about.
Entirely fair. Well, I'm gonna shut the recording off for a moment. In a moment, I guess. I are English good, I promise. Say bye, I guess.
Bye! I love all of you guys. Thank you for listening to Tutu Kid Does Shenanigans, entirely encouraged by Decimal.
Snowball fights the game.
I can't think of a better dynamic for them. I love them so much, and I love their dynamic. They're so cute.
Alrighty, well.
Oh, I needed that laugh.
Bye, everyone.